Historically, women have been depicted as weaker than men, vulnerable, and it is the men's duty to protect the women as leaders. This is also happened in business. The Industrial Revolution started in England about 250 years ago, and so the leaders always the managers, and the manager always men. During that time, there is no women managers. This idea is also strengthened by stories and cartoon, children cartoon, where in Cinderella, in Snow White, and in Sleeping Beauty, the hero is women. However, they become successful eventually because a man come to their life. Without this man, they will continue to suffer, they continue to fail in their life. But now, in the 21st century, things start to change. We start to embrace the idea of women leadership, even in cartoon. For example, my favorite cartoon is Brave, which tells the story about a very brave young lady, young woman, young girl. And so the situation that changes and make women able to become leaders started about 50 years ago, 40-50 years ago. The first women prime minister in the world is actually Asian. She is Mrs. Srimawo Bandaranaike from Sri Lanka. And in Europe and in the Western world, actually the first English prime minister, women prime minister, is Mrs. Thatcher, and she did not become prime minister until 1979. But now, there are many presidents, many prime ministers that are women also, and the number is increasing, which is very, very nice to see, because women have a special role to contribute to the leadership world. I came to Cambodia in 2 times, first in 1991 and then 1996. And during this time, every project was very busy to train the team, the staff about gender, about women and so on. But now, 21 years later, we don't hear much about that. Of course, gender is still very important. But now, I think most of us start to understand and appreciate and be sensitive to the need of women as well as men. And so that's why there is less and less focus now on women. For example, only last week I'm training a group of people in OPERACY, and there were more women than men in that training. So that's also very, very nice to see. When we're talking about women leadership, actually, personally, I would prefer to talk about feminine and masculine leadership, not so much men and women. I tell you why. Men have different style of leadership than women. The male style is more masculine. Remember, a long time ago, it is the men that go out of the cave, face danger, go out of the house and hunt, kill animal and bring it back home. While the women stay home and look after the family, educate the family, and heal them, and comfort them. So these are a different style between the men and the women. Right now, the world is in serious trouble, with climate change and so on. There is a lot of conflict in the world. And I believe we have to stop using the men's style leadership where we become aggressive, we go into the war, and we plunder and we take things back. We have to start healing the earth. And this is where feminine leadership come to the forefront, or should come to the forefront. Because I'm not talking about women, I'm talking about both men and women use the same style of leadership, where they educate the children, they educate them about the need to protect the earth. We educate our children to develop a better leadership style. And we also heal the sick world, the wounded earth, to heal them again. And then we comfort them. I think that's the role of leaders in the future, right? So we should stop taking things from the forest, taking things from the ground, and taking things from the ocean. Of course, we still need to do that, but we have to do it in the gentler and more humane way. And if we can do that, then we can heal the earth. So as we said that in OPERACY, that if we're not part of the solution, we must be part of the problem. The earth needs our help, so we have to play a leadership role. And whether we are men and women, we have to start using the feminine, more feminine, more gentle way of leading ourselves and our earth. And thank you very much.